Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm actually doing an Etsy shop critique. For the year of 2020, I'm actually going to be doing 1 to 4 critiques for free every single month. So if you are interested in possibly winning a critique, make sure that you check out the link below to sign up today. Now, if this is your first time visiting my YouTube channel, and you want to learn how to grow an impactful online business, don't forget to subscribe today. Don't forget to show me some love by liking this video and leaving a comment below. So today's critique is from the store called Brit's Bow and Boutique. So thank you, Brittany, for allowing me to do a critique of your beautiful shop. What I normally do on a critique is pretty similar like the other critiques. I talk about product presentation. I talk about the Etsy photo. I talk about the listing description, on-page SEO factors, off-page SEO factors. I talk about optimizing your store, the curation of your store, branding, and much more. And I kind of break it down into sections so it could be easy for you guys to follow through in case you want to take notes of the changes that I'm suggesting to do. So let's go ahead and get started. So the listing that I picked today to do an audit on is this one right here. So the first thing I want to talk about is product presentation. This is something that I always talk about on all my critiques. I talk about it on my regular videos. Having amazing photos is really, really important when you sell on an e-commerce platform, whether it's Etsy, Amazon Handmade, or any other e-commerce platform. The main reason is because the customer can't actually hold the item on their hand, right? All they have to go by is the actual photo. So having a great photo is really going to help you close out the sale. A bad photo, no matter how amazing the product is, could prevent you from getting a sale. So looking at this particular photo, I think that it should be done again. It could be done in a better way that illustrates what you sell. In my opinion, it looks a little bit blurry. I'm not able to see the real details of this bow. Good job for adding additional photos. However, they all kind of seem to be different variations of it, or it's the same photo. It just looks like it's a little bit darker here, but on this photo is a little lighter and darker, and those are just shadows, I guess, of when you take the photo. What I would suggest is probably taking the photos with natural lighting, or buying a light box to help you with lights, because right now the photo doesn't really showcase your product as beautiful as the product might be. It's not showcasing that in the actual Etsy photo. Another thing I personally don't like is adding your store name on the photo. I know that for many of us, the reason why we do that is to watermark our products so people don't steal our Etsy photos. However, keep in mind that if your store was ever chosen to be featured on Etsy, if you have a watermark on your products, it will never be featured on Etsy. So just keep that in mind, because they don't like anything with a logo or branding on it. And with that said, you could always do it and make it smaller, or make it like a little bit easier to read. This particular font is a little hard to read what your store is. So if somebody was to share this and they wanted to know where it came from and they were trying to read the name, right, it could be a little bit hard to read. What I try to do is whenever I use my logo on stuff, I try to just use regular text box letters. For instance, this is my, like a little thing I did for my Instagram is regular text box. Why? Because if I do a cursive, a lot of times if it's really thick like the one that you currently have, it's hard for people to read and understand that handle name, or hard to read and understand that logo, etc. So just be careful with that. That's just something that I have noticed in my own accounts when I used to use bulky fonts like that. Good job for um, adding the additional items here that I'm assuming comes included with the actual product. My suggestion is for your photos is to make sure that either you take the photos by buying additional equipment, whether it's a light box or natural lighting, or hire someone to do your photos for you. They could look much better, especially because your product does look like it's a really nice product. An additional photo that I would suggest adding is having one that says click below to learn more about our products. Maybe having one that says, use this code or sign up for my email list to get 10% off on your next purchase. You want to start as a business owner building up your email list, and having a photo with your actual URL to build up your email list is a great place to start. So you would put that URL not only on your listing description, but also on your Etsy photos. So having a particular photo that says, get 10% on this order by signing up for a free coupon using this link. I would do that and work on building your email list. And then I will also add an element of saying, hey, click below to learn more about our products. A lot of times people, it's their first time shopping on Etsy. They don't know if they click on, if they click below, they're able to read the listing description and learn more. The reason why you also want to add that call to action, telling the customer what to do next, is because you want to increase your click-through rate. If you increase your click-through rate and people are engaging with your listing, they're browsing your store, now they're looking at your other items, the likelihood of them buying actually does increase because they're engaging with your items. But if they never clicked, right, and never engaged, never read more to learn more, then the odds of them staying and buying from you are likely less. So call to actions are really, really important when you sell online because you're essentially telling the customer what to do next. And it does increase your click-through rate and therefore increases the likelihood of them buying from you. So that would be my suggestion for your photos. For your title, Etsy does frown upon keyword stuffing, which is what you're doing at the current moment. I have a lot of my listings like this, and I'm still fixing them because my biggest store has over 10,000 listings. So I have to fix that one first before I could do the other ones. Keep in mind that what you want to make sure that you do is that you meet both criteria. You want the title to be easy to read for the customer, but you also want it to be enriched with SEO keywords for the algorithm. So you want to meet both criterias, user-friendly, but still have SEO in it. However, you want to make sure that's not keyword stuffing, which is technically putting a whole bunch of keywords after keywords after keywords. So just having your main keyword in the beginning of the sentence, follow with a short description of what you're selling. Keep in mind, all of this does get truncated in the search results. So when the customer is reading or is browsing through the search results and they find your listing, all they're going to see pretty much is the beginning of the title. They're not going to see every other word. So keep in mind that your main keyword should be in the beginning of your title. This is what people see in the search results, and it gets truncated after silver hair. You see how it gets truncated right there? And that's all they see. So this should be your main keyword right in the beginning. So that would be the other suggestion. Get rid of all the keywords, focus on one keyword with a short, engaging title. Now, the next thing you want to do is make sure that you write a captivating listing description. The listing description shouldn't be boring. It should be engaging. You should tell a story. It should bring your personality, in your brand's personality in the actual listing description. So you should explain why they should buy from you, what they're going to get from you, what problem you're solving for them. It should be engaging. It should be captivating. It should make the person want to go ahead and buy from you. So keep that in mind. It's really, really important right now. You did a good job with, adding a short description, which is great, talking about the sizes, the order, the materials, but it's not really engaging. The art of selling online is all through psychology. Is writing an engaging caption. So it's really important to start learning how to do so. There's so many videos. If you Google it, there's so many videos of writing engaging captions, and you could kind of get an idea of what I'm talking about. But making sure that you, one, include your brand's personality, two, you tell a story, and three, you write something engaging and exciting for the customer. And why should they buy from you, right? What problems are you solving by selling these beautiful bowls? Another thing is, I know that you have followers here. Keep in mind that because this is links that go outside of Etsy, they're not hyperlinks. What I would suggest is doing links to your other places in your shop. So you have your homepage right here. That's perfect. Having anywhere from 2 to 3 links in your store, because if you link outside of Etsy, Etsy doesn't allow you to do that. So therefore, that's the reason why this one is a clickable link, but this one is not a clickable link. So this is just wasted space, in my opinion. Follow us and having it there, it's just wasted space. I will remove it, and I would just focus on writing an engaging listing description, adding additional items that are similar or matching items. That way you can increase your click-through rate and people could start shopping through your store and spending more time in your store. And then also keep in mind that one of the things that you're missing in your listing description is optimizing it for SEO. So you have to make sure that the keywords that you're using for this particular listing, you have it included in your actual listing description, which at the current moment you don't. So you have to make sure that you do that. You did do your meta description correctly, because the first 155 characters should have your main keyword with some sort of description and a call to action, and you did a really good job there. So you should be very proud of yourself. And I see it here when you look at it online. So good job for that section. I would just work on adding your keywords in your actual listing description. By doing so, this is going to help you increase your visibility. Anytime somebody searches for these particular keywords, the algorithm is going to take notice that you have them in your actual listing, and your listing will rank higher in the search results. So it's going to essentially give you an SEO boost, and that's what you want. The more traffic you get back to your store, the more sales eventually you will get. So you definitely need to work on adding your keywords in your actual listing description. And let's go ahead and look at your keywords. Okay, so looking at your keywords, one of the things that I'm noticing is that you're using keywords that are very generic. So keep in mind that when you sell, you have to brainstorm ideas. The best thing to do is sit down and think about, if somebody was looking for what I'm selling, how would they look for it, right? How would they search it? What type of keywords they would use to find my products and services? So that's the first thing that you would do. And then you would do additional research using eRank or Marmalade. You could use either programs to see, if people are searching for these keywords, how many people are using these keywords, your competition, and then analyzing which ones will be the best ones for your Etsy store. So looking at your keywords right now, like 4-inch bowls, I think that's a little bit too generic. Not sure if many people are searching for that. So here are all your keywords right now, right? So you have this keyword together, large bowls. And I don't know if you did that intentionally or not intentionally. It's spelled incorrectly because that's supposed to be 2 words and you have them together. And you see how it's giving you 0 data right here? It's because no one's really searching it for that way. You have to be really careful with not spelling keywords or misspelling tags when you're using them, because if no one's really searching for that particular wording like that, right, you're not going to get the traffic. The same here. Don't put your name as a keyword. Once you start getting traction and you become a brand and people are actually searching for your store by your name, that's when you start branding your name as a tag. Right now, you're not big enough. No one's searching for you by Brit's Bows. So therefore, that's just a waste of space. You could use that for an additional keyword. So I will remove keywords like these two here that you're trying to put your store name until you get, bigger. Like once you build your brand and people are actually searching for you, then you use it. For instance, when I first started my YouTube channel, no one really searched for me on YouTube. So I really didn't use my name in as a keyword for my videos. Now that I've been on YouTube for 2 years, and now that people know that I actually have YouTube videos, I get about monthly searches, like 2,500 people search for my name every single month. So now it's worth for me to use that as a keyword. Back then, it was a wasted keyword. So you have to think about it that way. All of these keywords, as you can see here, have zero tractions. Majority of them is because you're using your store name. This one is misspelled, is considered a misspell because hair bows is 2 words. This one is 2 words, and this one is 2 words. So that right there is affecting you negatively. And then the additional words, these here are too generic, these two here. And then these are also very generic. Plus, not too many people are searching for it. So what you want to make sure you do is that you want to come up with a list of keywords that you think your ideal customer will be searching for. Then you want to go to Tools, Keyword Explorer. You want to enter that seed keyword, right? And you want to do additional brainstorming on that particular keyword. You're going to do that for every single keyword. I recommend coming up with at least 13 keywords and doing that on every single keyword to see what is coming up. What are people actually searching for? Because when you put in that one keyword, it's going to show you the top 100 search keywords on Etsy. And from there, you're able to start seeing, okay, this keyword gets this much average searches, monthly searches. This keyword gets these many clicks per month, and it has this much competition. What you always want to do also is you want to focus on the monthly search volume should be higher than the competition. If there's a lot of people using that keyword as a keyword for their particular listings, it's going to be really hard for you to rank on the search results. So just keep that in mind. You want the average monthly searches higher than the competition. But right now, you definitely do need to do your SEO brand new, basically. Just keep that in mind. Stay away from broad terms. Stay away from generic terms. Stay away from keywords that are too competitive. And also don't use your shop name, especially if you are not being searched as much at the current moment. That doesn't mean that in the future it wouldn't change. It just, when you first start a business, really no one really knows you. And once you establish yourself and you grow as a brand, that's when you start using it, because that's when people are actually searching for you by your name, if you're the brand, or by your store name, etc. Once you have those new keywords, then you want to go back to your store and redo your listing description and include the new keywords in here, as well as the main keyword in your title, and then also the main keyword in your meta description. So just keep that in mind. But good job for having a listing description and adding information. I see so many stores that have like one sentence and that's all they have. So you should be proud of yourself for adding information in there and making an effort to get your store started the correct way. So good job on that. And let's go ahead and look at your store overall. Once again, I would get rid of this font. It's a pretty font. It's just, for a lot of people out there, it's just really difficult for them to read like cursive for some reason. And you want to make, when you want people to follow you in social media or follow you in your store, you want to make it as simple as possible. People, if they can't find you, they'll give up in 10 seconds. Like, they're not going to waste their time, spending a whole 5 minutes, right? 5 minutes doesn't seem like a long time, but they're not going to spend that much time searching for you. And if they, by mistake, didn't see that this was an actual S here, right? And they missed it. So just having a font that's a little bit easier to read goes a long way. I would invest in having a actual logo. You want to separate yourself from your competitors. Why should people buy from you versus from the millions of stores that sell similar items like yourself? So how do you scale your business and grow it to the next level? One of those things is getting a logo, getting a professional banner, constantly changing. You're doing a really, really good job for starting, right, your Etsy store. But I'm sure you know now in 2020 more than you did in 2018. So what are the changes that you could do now that you have learned that will make your store look way better by just doing one little change? That's what you have to think about. Don't focus on just leaving stuff how they are. You have to be critical your own self, and you have to look at your store and you have to say, okay, this banner was great for 2018, but for 2020, I could do a better banner. This logo that I created was good for that time because I really didn't know how to do none of this, and that was what I could do. But for 2020, I know someone that could create a logo for me, or I have saved money for one, or I know how to do it myself, right? You have to start growing. I don't know if you have changed your stuff, right? This is my first time reviewing your shop, but that's one thing that you could take away from growing every year. I am constantly changing. I'm sure if you come back to my store in 6 months from now, it might look a little bit different. If you go back to my Instagram account a couple of years ago, you'll be like, whoa, her account was horrible, right? It didn't look as nice as now. And even now, in a year from now, I might go back. You might look at it and be like, wow, she changed it again. I'm always changing it because I'm always trying to get better and better and better. So I would recommend getting a professional banner, investing in a professional logo, making sure that the banner, the logo, and the styles of your photos are all cohesive for branding purposes. Getting rid of the watermark. I understand why you're using it, but it's not attractive. Like if you go to Target, every picture, they don't have a Target logo on it. If you go to Starbucks, right, and you look through Starbucks.com, they don't have to put their logo on every single picture to claim their photos, right? People are always going to steal photos. I hate to say, I actually am part of a course which they teach you affiliate marketing. I paid $1,000 for that course. Yesterday, while doing some research, I found some guy stole the course that I paid $1,000, and they're selling it for $40. People are going to do that, and that's why when you become a brand, you have lawyers. I told the guy that runs the program, he's like, yeah, that happens to me. No big deal. I'll get my lawyer on it. Thank you for sharing the link. It's that simple. Don't get so stressed out that every photo you have to put your branding on it and you take away from the photo. Bigger companies, right? Big companies, Pottery Barn, Crate and Barrel, Target, any of those. Do you see this on their photos? No, right? I'm sure people do steal their photos, but you don't see that. So that's just my point of it, is don't focus so much on putting that on every photo. It takes away from the photo, in my opinion. It doesn't look as professional, in my opinion. You can leave it if you want. I'm just giving you my biased opinion on it. I would remove it completely and just have a beautiful photo of your product. And if in the future something happened and someone stole your photo, I would recommend, hiring a lawyer that could take care of that for you once you grow. But I would definitely remove this. Making sure that your photos are all cohesive with your branding colors. Learning about branding is really important. When you are a brand, you could charge premium prices. That's why if you go to Pottery Barn for kids, you might pay for a book bag $75. But you would never pay $75 at Walmart, right? For a book bag. Why? But you're paying for the brand. So these beautiful bowls that you sell for $3.75, if you were a brand, you could sell them for $18 and people will buy them. Why? Because they're paying for the brand. People buy Apple phones when they could go buy a cheap phone, a flip phone or a regular phone for like $20. But why do they spend $1,000 on an iPhone? They're paying for the brand. Apple knows they could charge less, right? But they charge more because they could get away with it because they are a brand. So you got to learn more about branding. And it starts with having a cohesive store. Right now, if I saw this picture here, this one here, this one here, and this one here in the search results, I would think is from 4 different stores. Branding is seeing this picture, this picture, this picture, and this picture and saying, oh, that's from Brittany's store, right? Recognizing where it's coming from. Right now, I don't see that with your photos. So just doing that will make a big impact in your store. Great job for having great reviews. I don't necessarily think I have to say anything about that because you're doing a really, really good job. Great job for having updates. This is an old update, but you had one at least. You've done one. Great job for having your social media handles. I'm going to go ahead and follow you. This is actually a really pretty picture here. So I'm going to go ahead and follow you there. I would put more pictures here, having like maybe you working on your bowls, maybe behind the scenes. If you don't want your face to be in the photo, you could have your husband or someone take a picture from you from the back, creating it. There's different ways you could do. You could do a picture of branding, how you package them, just having more photos there, making sure that you share your story. This is too short. Write a little bit longer. Other than that, I think you are in the right start and you have done a really good job. I think that the biggest takeaways are your photos have to improve. SEO has to improve. Optimizing your whole entire store for SEO the correct way. Targeting your ideal customer and branding. Those are the most important things for your store. I hope you enjoy this critique. Brittany, or if anyone else has any questions, make sure you leave a comment below and I'll be more than happy to answer your questions. And thank you guys again for watching.